What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, coming to you with the Steven Adams and the Victor Oladipo. Both of them was able to sign contract extensions with the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is good news just because OKC needs talent. They was able to re-sign Russell Westbrook for 85 million for 4 years. They was able to sign Victor Oladipo to an extension for 84 million for 4 years, and they got Enes Kanter on the extension last year for 70 million 4 years, and they got Steven Adams for 4 years or 5 years, almost $100 million, I believe. So that's very very good considering that they lost Kevin Durant, and now they actually have talent that's going to stay for a long time in OKC unless they trade him. Because remember, James Harden wanted to sign an extension. Ibaka signed one. He's gone. But at least they have talent that's trying to stay, and they have building blocks. Let me make sure Steven Adams' contract. And they have building blocks for the future because a lot of those players not even 27 yet. And yeah, he got a 4 year, $100 million Steven Adams. He's a good rim protector. He's a good rim runner. Him and Russell Westbrook got great chemistry with the alley oops and the dunks. Victor Oladipo has been struggling since he got at OKC, even in preseason. He's been taking a lot of shots, but what I like about him the most is that he's been taking those shots with a lot of confidence. He's not scared. He's not shying away from the moment. He's still staying with his shot, although he's not really making a lot of shots. I like that he still has confidence to take shots even though he's struggling. That's going to help his confidence as the season go on because they gonna start trusting Russell Westbrook, gonna start trusting Victor Oladipo to knock down those shots in the fourth quarter like he's been doing. Even though he's been struggling, he still is making shots. He can finish. He can go to the paint and draw free throw. He can go to the paint and get fouled. He can knock down spot up three. He was a 36% shooter, which is respectable. Last year in Orlando in general, as his career in Orlando, he was 36%, which is respectable. I think he just a little he got a little anxiety. He has a little anxiety because he has a new role. He's asked to do more. Victor Oladipo gonna have to score around 20 points a game just so Russell Westbrook can have some help. Him and Enes Kanter and Steven Adams gonna have a huge role for this team to win. I know they're 3-0, but the team has really played against the Suns, the Sixers, and the Lakers. Three teams that not even gonna come close to making the playoffs this year. So they haven't really beat anybody. They go against the Clippers and the Warriors. If they can beat those teams, then I can consider this team a contender. But until they start beating great teams that's in the playoffs, they have an easy schedule so far. They won games they were supposed to win, and if they want to be a playoff team, they got to beat the bad teams, and they did that so far. But they still have a hard schedule with the Clippers and the Warriors coming up. So I like these extensions. It's good for the Thunder. It's good for the city. It's good for the team because you know who you have on your roster for the next 5 years. Russell Westbrook, Enes Kanter, Steven Adams, and Victor. And they all under respectable contracts because they're not getting paid over $100 million in general, which means you have no high max players because Kevin Durant probably would have signed for 100+ million. It saves you money for Robertson if they want to re-sign him in a few or extend him in the future. He can get a contract extension worth probably 70-80 million dollars because he's not really an offensive player yet, even though he made a lot of huge plays down the stretch of the last couple games with the blocks and the steals and knocking down some jumpers. So Robertson been clutch. Victor been stepping up in the fourth every once in a while, making a big shot. And Russell Westbrook been carrying his team with the triple double. Got Western Conference Player of the Month. So you have a real young nucleus, and they keeping it together so far, kind of like what they did when Kevin Durant was there. Hopefully, they can keep this team together longer because a lot of these players are young still, and they under their first extension. So about time Russell Westbrook is 30. He have a young team still around him in general, and they all mix and match with Russell Westbrook talent. That's the best part about it. Victor is a player that can create his own shot, slash off the dribble. I mean, off the ball, get some wide open mid range jump shots and threes. Same with Robertson. Robertson is a player that doesn't need the ball to be effective. He can shoot the three. He can go to the paint off the ball. He can get fast break points. He can get some dunks. He can get some layups. And he can get to the free throw line. And Steven Adams and Enes Kanter fit Russell Westbrook perfectly because they can roll to the rim, get dunks and layups and alley-oops. And Enes Kanter can shoot the mid-range jump shot and get to the free throw line. And he's a decent free throw shooter for his size. And they just play well off Russell Westbrook in general. So if you wanted to build a perfect team around Russell Westbrook, this is the team that you will build: young, athletic, mobile players that can feed off Russell Westbrook intensity and still be effective. So I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs. Like I said, they haven't really beat anybody. They beat the team they're supposed to beat, and their schedule gonna get tougher as the year goes on. So I don't know if they're gonna really make the playoffs. But this is a good building block to have these young players signed for long-term deals, and they actually fit around Russell Westbrook. And now they just need to have younger talent on the bench. I know they have a decent to good bench right now. They have a respectable bench. It's not bad. It's really good considering that they lost Kevin Durant and a lot of other players like Serge Ibaka. They actually ain't in a bad position right now, talent wise. And that's actually, you got to give credit to Sam Presti for keeping talent around Russell Westbrook, even though they're supposed to be rebuilding. But at the same time, they still have enough talent to compete. So let me know what you guys think about Russell Westbrook, team, Enes Kanter, and Victor Oladipo signing their extensions. And this is just real good for the team to have young talent that they got back, losing Durant, Reggie, and James Harden, and still having a respectable team on paper that can compete night in and night out with the best and have a chance to win. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, and share.